You ever notice how some people can walk into your life, make you feel like you matter, and then leave like you were nothing? No guilt, no hesitation, no looking back. One day they're calling you every night, making promises, acting like you're the only person they want, and the next they're gone. And what hurts the most isn't just that they left. It's how easily they replaced you. And if you've ever been through that, your mind keeps looping the same question. Was any of it even real? Because you showed up fully, you trusted them, you believed every word they said, you gave your time, your energy, your loyalty, sometimes even parts of yourself you don't give to just anyone. And they took it. They accepted everything you gave without ever having the intention to stay. And that kind of betrayal doesn't just break your heart, it breaks your sense of reality. But here's the part most people don't understand. People who use others and move on easily are not just bad people. There's a pattern behind it, a psychology behind it. And once you see it clearly, you stop blaming yourself for what happened, because this was never about your worth. It starts with how they see relationships in the first place. For some people, connection isn't about building something real, it's about feeling something in the moment. Attention, validation, control, excitement. They chase the feeling, not the person. So when they meet you, they can say all the right things. They can act like they care deeply. And in that moment, it might even feel real to them, but it's not stable. Because the moment that feeling fades, so do they. And that's why it always feels like a switch. One day they're all in, the next they're distant, cold, unreachable. Not because you changed, but because the feeling they were chasing is gone. And here's where it gets deeper. Many of these people learned early in life that love is inconsistent. Maybe they grew up around emotional instability. Maybe affection was given and taken away unpredictably. Maybe they had to earn attention instead of receiving it freely, so they never learned how to build something steady. They learned how to chase intensity. They learned how to create fast connections, not lasting ones. And over time, this turns into a pattern. They enter people's lives quickly. They attach fast. They create emotional closeness almost instantly. But the moment things become real, stable, or require responsibility, they disconnect, because real connection feels unfamiliar to them, and unfamiliar feels uncomfortable. So they leave, but not before taking everything you gave, and that's why it feels so personal to you. Because you were real, you were consistent, you were trying to build something meaningful, but they were playing a completely different game, one you didn't even know you were part of. And then there's another side of this. Some people don't just chase feelings. They chase advantage. They stay as long as they're getting something from you. Emotional support, attention, validation, sometimes even resources, time or stability. And the moment they feel like they've taken enough or found someone new to give them more, they move on. No closure, no explanation, just absence. And what makes it even more painful is how easily they seem fine afterward, laughing, posting, talking to someone new like nothing ever happened, while you're still trying to understand what went wrong. But what you're seeing isn't strength, it's disconnection, because people who move on that fast are not processing anything. They're escaping it. They replace instead of reflect. They distract instead of heal. And that pattern follows them everywhere they go. Different person, same behavior. And here's the hardest truth to accept. They didn't lose you. They lost access to someone who was real. But because they don't value depth the way you do, they won't feel that loss immediately. Maybe not even for a long time. Because people like this don't feel the damage they cause in the moment. They feel it later, when patterns repeat, when connections fail again, when they realize that no matter how many people they meet, nothing actually lasts, and by that time, you're already gone. Now understand this clearly. This was not your fault. You didn't get used because you were weak. You got used because you were genuine in a world where not everyone is. You trusted because that's how real connection works. You gave because you believed in something real, and there is nothing wrong with that. The only mistake was expecting someone with temporary intentions to handle something permanent. And once you see that, everything changes. You stop chasing closure, you stop asking why, and you start recognizing patterns earlier. Because the truth is, people like this always show signs. Fast attachment, big promises too early, intense attention that feels almost too good to be true, and then slowly, inconsistency, distance, mixed signals. The problem is, when you're emotionally invested, you ignore those signs because you want it to be real. But now you know better, and that awareness protects you. So if this hit close to home, ask yourself honestly, were you loving someone who was building something, or someone who was just passing time? And more importantly, will you ignore the signs again next time? Because the moment you start choosing yourself, people like this lose access to you completely. And that's when the pattern finally breaks. If you've ever been through this, drop a comment below. What was the moment you realized they were never really there for you? And if you want to understand the psychology behind people, patterns and relationships on a deeper level, subscribe. Because once you see it clearly, you stop falling for it.